Big Mike Minutolo is with me right now. We're getting ready to get things started here at Land of Legends Raceway. Big honor for him. Just about a month ago, he was put on the Wall of Fame, one of really I think it's about a dozen now, maybe a little bit more, for all his years, 30 years as a matter of fact, in stock car racing. And the nice thing was his son Mark was able to win that night and do some donuts right there on the front stretch. Mike, first of all, how we been doing? I haven't talked to you in a while.
I'm doing good.
Still coming every week with your son, right?
Oh, yeah, every single week. And yeah, like you say, that night that I got my award, he ended up winning that night, so that was great.
Mm-hmm. And I liked how they actually brought donuts to the presentation.
Well, that's an old story that's been floating around, and then when they brought the donuts, that was so funny. They the track did everything to make everything special, the whole thing special for me and my son.
I only caught a little bit of it. How much do you want to tell me about the donut story?
Well, that was when I used to win, I used to do donuts down there, and Jeff Farney was the GM back then, and he gets so upset from me doing the donuts.
Yeah.
And so I was here at the weekday show after I'd done donuts a couple days later, and so he took me aside and scolded me a little and told me that he was going to have a driver's meeting to talk about the donut thing. So,
oh no.
Okay, so it came Saturday. I went and got a couple donuts and put them in my pockets. So I went to the driver's meeting, and he started to talk about the issue with the donuts, and I pulled them out of my pocket, 2 donuts, and held them out. I said, Jeff, these are the last 2 donuts you'll ever see out of me again. And everybody just busted up laughing.
How did Jeff take it?
Pretty good. Oh, he did laugh too.
He laughed it. Okay, he liked it then. Okay. All right.
Yeah, he wrote something on Facebook that, along with when I got the award, he said we had a lot of fun back then. And I'm like, we sure did,
They ate a lot of donuts, basically, right?
Back then, those donuts, that story lasted for a long time. So.
Nice. So when did it all start for you, and why? What got you in?
It started back in 95 or 94. I mean, I first started building the car and went out racing, and towards the end of the year, I used to do demolition derbies. So this car was one I had for demolition derby, but it's kind of smaller. So, and everybody kept telling me about this, this enduro that was going on over here, the V8 enduro, V8 engines. So I decided to try it. So I had Troy Griffin put a 4-point cage in the car, and went ahead and tried it, and I just loved it, right from the start. So that kind of ended the demolition derby thing and started the racing thing.
Oh, so enduros were first?
Yeah.
You did those for a while?
Yeah, the enduros went on for a couple of years. And then in '98 they changed it to an entry-level stock class.
Okay.
So at that point, a lot of guys moved on or moved up, and it was the first race of '98. It was just me and Leroy Lewis and Brad Steinrock. So the three of us put on a good race. We were all neck and neck, and every week we kept getting more and more. Danny Wiesner and a few other guys have been around, and moved up and whatnot. So.
Because there were pro stocks then, weren't there? Or was that before
there was
they became pro stocks?
No, there was pro stocks. They were a separate class. So, but we ran at the end of the night every week. So,
okay.
But I think it was like 25 laps, and it just felt like you were out there forever.
Okay. Yeah, really, 25 laps?
Yeah, you're going and going, and.
Really, I'm halfway.
Everybody said, this enduro, you go out there and bash people. That's how you're allowed to do that to win and everything. But I don't know, the whole class really didn't do too much bashing. We all were all just racing.
I remember those enduros they used to have at Weedsport. A lot of times those were the best race of the night.
Yep, that's actually, I think the first time I was going to race here, my first time ever, my fuel cell had a problem, and so the car quit, so I couldn't race. Next week, went out. Came here and got the fuel cell all fixed. We were getting ready to go out. Bob McCready had won that night, and they were doing his interview, and the power went out. Their generator burned up.
Oh no!
So I couldn't race that night. So I ended up going Sunday and racing my very first time up at Weedsport in that enduro that you're talking about. And it was the same group of guys and same cars and everything, and same thing up there. I think up there they did 30 laps, and the same thing. I remember just first time I went out there, just driving around and just. And then looking up at the lap counter, it was like 6 laps.
I thought we were almost done.
Yeah, I couldn't believe it,
That changes over time, though, doesn't it? Because it was that way for me when I started. Man, I've been out here forever. What, 5 laps?
Yeah.
That changes the more you do it, doesn't
Yeah,
it? Or
more
is it
you
the
do
better
it,
you do?
You're more aware of it too after you've done it for a little while. You think about it more, and you have a tendency to maybe look over at the lap counter a little bit. You know, I
When you first started, you can't look anywhere. You didn't even notice the
first
flagger.
5 years, I never knew there was even a flagger
Yeah,
up there.
you just go till they. Well, did we have one-way radios then? We didn't.
No. After a while, I think they had, remember that race safe it was called?
Yes, yeah,
So
race
you'd-
safe system.
It'd turn red, red.
Yeah, the yellow light
turn
would come on in
or
your
yellow-
dash.
Yeah.
As long as you didn't wash it wrong or incorrectly, right?
Yeah, they were a little bit sketchy. They didn't
Touchy,
they,
let's say,
Yeah,
yeah.
they didn't work the best, but they were something. It was, it's
Mm-hmm.
good that they were trying to do something to make the drivers safer.
When did you start winning races?
In '98.
98. That was when everything changed.
Yeah, my enduro car got smashed up at the end of '97, so then I wasn't sure, but it happened at Fulton, and there was a guy with a car for sale, and so I went over and talked to him, and then I went up and looked at he had two Camaros that were identical, different in some ways, and I ended up picking the Camaro that I got and started racing that, and then in '98 I won 2 races, and the first time I won, I just was ecstatic. That's the picture that they put on my award over there. They took that.
Oh, that was that one. Okay.
Yeah, that was my first win.
So when Mark wins, do you win too almost?
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Okay.
That's exactly what it's about.
I'm glad to see you. Glad you're still doing well. And I remember those days back then in the 90s, early 2000s. And I'm so glad you're still involved today. And it's nice to see your son doing as well as he is.
Enjoy it.
We ever going to hop in again for one night?
You might. Never
Maybe?
know.
Okay. Well, if you do, you let me know during the week. And I'll make sure that I come over. But I appreciate your time, man. Thank you. Guys, make sure to subscribe. Turn on the notifications if there's somebody like Mike you want me to get, because a lot of times these best stories are from what I consider the glory years.
Yeah.
The 90s, early 2000s really were, I think.
Yeah, they were.
It was good. 98, I think, is pretty much
But
when
I
it
enjoy
peaked.
them all. I've enjoyed every one of them. We've had some good. It's always a little different every year, but we've always had nothing but fun. We don't let drama get to us. We just do our thing.
Isn't that nice when you can do that, right?
Yeah.
I'm happy for you, man. Nice job.
Thank you.
I'll
Thank
talk to
you,
you
Doug.
soon.